Alright, guys, we're going to get straight into this here. So, quick little recap. Not going to go so much into it because A, it was fucking rough. B, only so much time to get this video out and everything. I don't want it to be too long. So, ultimately, we're going to quickly go over what transpired. James Harden, with his rebounds and assists or his double-double, he actually ends up hooking us on the double-double. He ended up with... let's quickly pull up the game here on NBA.com. So when we take a look at what happened in this matchup here, this game was actually really close. You know, it was close up until the final wire. Harden just ended up scoring, shooting a lot more than facilitating. He hucked up 14 threes, 20 shots. He was shooting well, so they're going to keep giving him the rock. Yeah, shame that he only ends up with 2 rebounds, 6 assists, so definitely nowhere close to his line on that. Yeah, Quentin Grimes, absolute chalk show. He, I don't know how or why, but there were so many people betting on him, and I feel that when you're with the public like that, it's not a good look. The Raptors, it was so close for so long, and then they just get pulled away from towards the end, unfortunately. DeRozan only has 19, Hooks was there, and Brunson actually cashes this on like pretty much the game-winning 3. So at least we got that there. So it wasn't a complete losing day, but I mean, 4 L's, like going 1-4 on the day is really rough. We definitely don't want to see any days like that. So today we have 3 bets. You know, we only need 2 of the 3 to hit for profit, but obviously I'm looking for all 3 to cash. So we're going to take a quick look into my reasoning as of why. So I actually have a little write-up here on my Twitter account as far as the Jalen Duren bet, and I'm going to kind of go over why this is the case. I don't know why it's making me sign in. So yeah, I was going to quickly pull my profile here, pull up the bet today. So today we got Jalen Duren's double-double is one of my plays I'm giving out. I feel it's a great spot for him. As I go over in here, he's been shooting 71.7% from the field on 8.3 field goals attempted in his past 20 games. Giving him a great opportunity to get his points tonight. He's beat this line in 14 of his last 20 as far as getting a double-double in 14 of his last 20. The Nuggets are 22nd in points allowed to opposing centers, so I will quickly pull this up so you guys can see this here. Alright, so we're going to go to Jalen Duren. I don't know why. Yeah, this is one of the glitches, man, with using this website. Like, you click on someone and it brings up someone else. So hopefully this does actually pull up Jalen Duren here. Perfect. So we're going to take a look, quickly pull up his double-double stat here. Pull up his double-doubles here. He's gone over this in 14 of his last 20, as I said. And we're taking a look at the defensive matchup here. The Nuggets defense is 22nd. In points allowed to opposing bigs, 19th in rebounds as well. The Pistons have been on an absolute tear. I mean, at home, I believe it said that they're 8-0 in their last 8 at home, which is a great opportunity for this game to remain competitive. Nuggets are coming off a back-to-back. The Pistons are actually like 4-point favorites in this game, which is remarkable to see. You know, this tear they've been on is just people have been taking notice, no doubt. And yeah, whenever we take a look at Jalen Duren's averages, he's been averaging 14 points per game in his last 20, 12 rebounds, and 27 minutes or more. You know, obviously a lot of attention on Cade and Beasley going into this game. They're key scorers for the Pistons. This is a great opportunity for Jalen Duren to hit this line. You know, Jokic has to do most of everything on the offensive end for the Nuggets, and I feel that it will be a good opportunity for Duren to, you know, pop off and get some good opportunities, you know. Competing against a 3-time MVP definitely should be a lot of motivation for Duren, and this is a big game for the Pistons to prove that they are serious. So yeah, last year, whenever they faced December 27th, so not too long ago, a couple of months ago, he had 12 points and 7 rebounds, but he only played 19 minutes in that game, so I do feel that was pretty impressive. You know, you give him 30 minutes on top of that, maybe he has 20 points, 10 boards. With Jalen Duren seeing almost 30 minutes today, I do feel this is a great spot for Duren to cash this out. Put 1 unit on it. I just, you know, I'm struggling to edit these and get this going and everything, so I know it does look a bit rough as far as the decal, but I feel it's better than, you know, just posting the slips like we had been before. Yeah, so that's kind of my reasoning on why I feel Duren is going to go over on this line. I mean, obviously he's a complete dog out there. He's been competing super well, and to think that the line's at minus 105 for something that I feel is so probable. I feel there's a significant edge for us here. I think that the odds of this happening are greater than 50%. So I do feel that this is a great look for us. Going to take a dive into our second play of the day here. We have the Knicks +4. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Knicks, pull them up here, and kind of see why I feel this is the case, that they're going to compete well. What should be a tough matchup against the Grizzlies. I think one of the biggest glaring factors for me is the Knicks offense is we have two of the best offenses in the league, two top 5 offenses. The Grizzlies with the top rated offense as far as points per game, second in rebounds, third in assists. The Grizzlies have been playing really good team basketball. But we have two of the best teams in the league facing here. The Knicks have been rebounding well this year, obviously, with being first in rebounds and then first in defensive rebounding at the very least. 24th in offensive rebounds, but I mean, how many offensive rebounds do you really expect the Knicks to grab against this Grizzlies team, ultimately, that's been rebounding the ball very well? They're 25th in points allowed against top 5 offense, so I mean, that's definitely not good for the Grizzlies. Almost 20th in assists allowed against almost a top 10 assist offense as well. Both teams are not shooting the ball too well from 3. When we look at the Grizzlies offense, they do everything well ultimately, like top 10 in every category, top 3 in the main 3 categories, which is very impressive, especially at home. I think this will be a good opportunity for the Grizzlies to show how serious they are. When I take a look at the Knicks' last 20 games and how many times they've covered this +4 spread, it has been in what looks like 13 of their last 20, which is a really good mark for that. With a couple of rough games against Cleveland and Boston out of the way now, I think they'd be looking to win every game possible going into the playoffs, so they need to make sure their seeding is as good as possible. I expect the Knicks to come out and compete as hard as possible, and I think that they can definitely keep this game close. I think +4 is a good spread for them. I could see this game going down to the wire and even seeing the Knicks winning this game. There's definitely a lot of juice on the Knicks money line if you think that they can pull it off. Another honorable mention was actually the Heat. I think the Heat do have a good opportunity to take this game at home against the Pacers. I don't really think the Pacers are as good as they've been leading on recently, but I mean, definitely we'll see what happens in that matchup tonight. I was also thinking about Halliburton's assists. I know he does have a really good matchup against the Heat as far as that, but I just I can't bring myself to doing it. I don't think there's enough reasoning as to why. I do think it'll be he'll be tightly guarded in Miami as well, so I don't necessarily think that's the greatest look, but nonetheless, we're rolling with the Knicks +4. I think it is a good matchup for the Knicks to be able to either win or at least keep it very close, and we can see what happens. They need to prove that they can get it done on the road. In some of their last road games, it has been rough for them, but at the same time, we look at a lot of their road games and we see that they can win against, honestly, a lot of these wins are against questionable teams here, so I mean, this would be a really good opportunity to prove you can win on the road against a good team. I do like the Knicks +4. I think the Grizzlies offense is shaky at times. Ja can't be performing as well. He has been a little bit inconsistent, so I think this is a good matchup for the Knicks here. Finally, we're going to get into Yves Missi, who he cashed for me yesterday, like I did an Yves Missi ladder, if you will, that I can quickly pull up here. So I posted this before the game just to make sure everybody got it out. It was the Yves Missi ladder. First, it was over 8.5 points, +8 rebounds, +141, and his double-double +310. Luckily, both did end up cashing against the Suns. So I feel, Missi is an underrated player, and even Nick Richards is a good mention as far as the Suns center. It's a shame. I was thinking about parlaying Missi's double-double and Nick Richards double-double last game. Richards ended up, I think, with 15 boards, so it is a shame that I didn't end up doing that. Hindsight's obviously 2020. It is a shame when you think of doing a bet and then don't end up actually going through with it. But that is another honorable mention to parlay those together again. I'll quickly give out the odds for what that would be. So Eves Missy plus Nick Richards double would be $10 into 90. So I do think that that's a decent look. The other thing as well is I literally thought about putting, all of them, even Zion in the mix for this. They're kind of holding Zion's stats right now off the lines, but Devin Booker did also have a good opportunity for that. He came 1 rebound shy, unfortunately. So yeah, nonetheless, there is a boost out today, a couple boosts out for the NBA on FanDuel, so you could get your hands on those and see what you could cook up for that. But yeah, we're going to quickly pull up Missy's rebound stats and kind of go over why we think that he will be able to get it done again tonight. So we take a look at Missy's rebounds. He's hit this in 50% of his last 10. I don't really think you need to pay too much mind to this. I mean, he was averaging less minutes for a lot of these games. Recently, he has picked it up with about 27 minutes per game in his last 10. A little bit of an anomaly in that Sacramento game. Maybe there was a bit of a tweak or sprain or something like that for him there. Not entirely sure what happened in that game against the Kings. But when the games are tight, Missy's going to get his minutes. I mean, he's their best center. He is their number one look there. He can definitely grab you rebounds. We're facing a Suns defense that is 29th in rebounds allowed to opposing centers, 28th in points allowed to opposing centers. So, I mean, this is one of the best matchups in the whole NBA for Missy to get his hands on here. In his last 2 appearances against the Suns, which were both this year, he has gone over this line. I think not much changes. I mean, the Suns are bad. Suns are really bad. Booker's been outspoken. I'm not surprised that the Suns do end up winning this game. I mean, they are favored by 8. But I don't see why it's not close again. I mean, they just lost by 8 to the Pelicans, and the line remains exactly the same. Part of me almost did think, take the Pelicans plus 8. But, I mean, at the same time, just hard to trust either of these teams ultimately as far as what they're going to do. But I think if there is one thing I'm going to trust, it's Missy to get his rebounds. And, I mean, if you do like his points, if you do like the look at him getting 10 points, you definitely could look towards his double-double. And it looks like on, I think that's ESPN. I'm not entirely sure what that is. You can definitely get some good, on FanDuel. I think it was plus 220 for this, so this would definitely be worth taking into account. But yeah, that's kind of all I have here for that. So go over it again. Jalen Duren double-double minus 105. The Knicks plus 4. I will quickly just pull up what the odds are for that. So yeah, it looks like that's plus 4, and then that's minus 110. And then Missy 10 boards, it will be looking like plus 106. So yeah, always great. I love seeing those plus money plays and to cash those out. So those are our 3 for today, and we'll be back tomorrow to see what goes on.